Much is often said about what is wrong in the ward, while at the same time, the 45th remains a desirable place for families to call home, including those of our two candidates. What do you feel are the community's strongest assets, and how can these be built upon to further improve the area? Alderman Arena.
The people. The people here are an incredibly diverse and engaged population. I've met senior citizens that are longtime city workers. I've met young families that have just moved here from other neighborhoods or moved back into the generational family home. And I think over the last 4 years, those conversations, public meetings, ward night meetings, just meetings on the street or at family fruit market when I'm doing the grocery shopping, have been incredibly enlightening. I have learned so much about the depth of knowledge of our community, the range, the number of artists that we have living here, professionals of all stripes. So I think our biggest asset is the people, their background, the history, the amount of history that folks know about this neighborhood is just amazing. We need to capture that and continue to build on that.
Thank you. John Garrido. John.
I would say it's the neighborhoods, the strong bonds that these communities have. Whether you're in Independence Park or Old Irving or at Six Corners, Gladstone Park, Jefferson Park, those communities are very tight-knit. They come together, they stick together, and they really have a sense of ownership of their neighborhoods, which is what I love about it. Anything, but whether it's coming together for an event when Dennis Tisdale was brutally attacked and we put together a fundraiser for him, we filled Portage Theater. People from not just the OLV community, but from outside the community came together to help that family. And that's the thing that I believe is truly great about these neighborhoods, is they really do stick together.
John Arena, you have a 1 minute rebuttal.
You know, I was at the Tinsdale event, and I think that's a great example of how the community comes together to support each other. And, you know, it really is about that coming together. And it's less about what neighborhood you're from, but how can we work together to improve our area. And that sharing is really the most exciting thing. And we've seen example after example. Jessica, who's at St. Cornelius, a young woman with cancer, who the community there is rallying around, and I know many of you have helped out. I know John's helped out with that. These are the things that we see as neighborhoods, and in a big city like ours, a lot of times people assume, you know, everybody's got their head down and minding their own. We really do look out for each other.
Mr. Garrido.
Just to add to the way the community comes together, when we put together the Run with Debbie, the memorial run for Principal Hitch, Deborah Reese, we put that together in less than 6 weeks, and almost 200 people came out for it, and I believe it's going to be bigger this year. And that was the neighborhoods over there. Jefferson Park came together with Gladstone Park, and it was the communities within St. Tires and Hitch. Everything just runs together, and they're really very strong ties. Right here in this theater, we did Rock the Badges to raise money for the families of fallen police officers and firefighters. This place was almost full. Everybody just comes out, no matter what event you put together, they come out. Look, it's St. Patrick's Day. You're all there.
Okay. Our next question. I'm sure everybody in the theater is aware that in addition to this election, we're also having a mayoral runoff election. So, who are you endorsing in the mayoral race, and why are you supporting that candidate? Please tell us the strengths and weaknesses of the two candidates. And just to remind everybody, that would be Rahm Emanuel and Jesus Garcia are the two candidates. John Garrido.
Okay, well, I'm not endorsing any candidate in the mayoral race. As alderman, we have to work with whoever is going to be the mayor. I want to represent the entire community, and that's That's citizens that vote for Mayor Manuel, and that's citizens that vote for Chuy Garcia. So they both have their different variations and their different strengths and weaknesses, but it really is, it doesn't matter what I think as to who's the better candidate. It boils down to, am I going to be able to work with either candidate that gets in? And the fact remains for me, yes, I'll be able to work with either candidate to get things done. And to add to that, it's a matter of, you don't have to be a rubber stamp for any mayoral candidate. And I believe that a rubber stamp of no is just as bad as a rubber stamp of yes.
Alderman Arena.
So, we have two qualified candidates for mayor, and I think we're incredibly lucky to be in this position, that there is a dialogue going on over the mayor's race. I'm not endorsing either candidate because my job on the city council, or the job of the city council, that's what we need to reform if we're going to have the city start moving forward. We need a council that, regardless of who is on the fifth floor and in the big chair of the council floor, that we look at their proposals with a critical eye, that we evaluate them not from who supported us in the last election, but are these good ideas? Are these ideas good for the 45th Ward? Are they good for the city of Chicago? And for the past 4 years, that's exactly what I've done. And the issue of whether you vote yes or no, there is no right answer, except in that particular legislation. And the value that I have, the role of alderman, I need to hold my vote as having value. And that vote goes to something for it when it meets the standards of our communities, when it meets the standards for our city, and not a minute sooner. If I can use that to improve a piece of legislation, so that, and as I have, by improving the city budget and the way it's implemented, then it's a yes. And if not, then it's a no. And I would say that my record, as Dick Simpson had analyzed the divided roll call votes of being 43% for proposals and 57% against, is exactly where it needs to be. I would ask John to tell me which votes. Was it one of the 3 budgets that I disagreed with? Was it the redux of the parking meter deal? Which one of those votes that I took should have been offered up for some political gain?
Thank you.